Number 14, Mr. Thomas. I don't know if I heard you guys talking about it earlier on the record, but there was like 3 different spellings to that name, different case numbers. I was advised that he was already arraigned on this matter this morning. I just wanted to double check with you.
That might be a different Thomas because I think this is Derron. Derron.
But the sheet I have is spelled Delon. The sheet that they give us in the back is Delon on this chart.
Right, and then there was a Deleon, Delleon. Are you saying this? I don't know because I think even the charges are different.
Okay. I'm gonna double check with the back and figure out.
Double check, and then also consider the because I'm thinking these are not the same cases. I could be dead wrong, but if you something that we can have to kind of like a comparison, like whether it's the charges.
Numbers and different name spellings, but same charge at least on one of them.
Yeah, let's double check on that. And then also, even if we have to check their dates of birth or something like that, because the 2 was the same person, same dates of birth, and I'm thinking off the top of my head, I don't think this is the same birth date, so it might just be that we have just people with the same last name, Thomas, and it may not be the same person, but just check into it, but I don't think it's the same person. Okay, DDC? Hi, ma'am. We have a couple of updates, one of which is that for Darren Isaac, he was a case that we rolled over from this morning to this afternoon. We do have an update, so we can get him taken care of very shortly. We're ready to go on that and finish his arraignment. Also be advised that we have a retained case for Jeffrey Yaku.
Okay.
So those 2, we can put those a little closer toward the top of the docket when you're ready. Otherwise, I think MIDC after that is ready for just about everything else.
Okay. We also, Your Honor, we have a Christopher Harris that's timing out. They wanted him to go first, if possible.
Okay, let's take a look. Thank you. If you can, just if you can bring those in the order in which you can.
I got you. So
thank you, ma'am. If you want to bring the timing out one up first.
He's grabbing them, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. And then Darren Isaac, and then Mr. Yaku. So those 3 we can take at the top of the session.
Dante.
Hi, your name, sir?
Dante Harris.
Okay, we're on the record. Calling case number 210-560-4657, Michigan versus Christopher Deontes Harris, counsel.
Just start on behalf of Mr. Harris, who is already in constitutional residence.
Okay, court with the formal reading into a not guilty plea on your client's behalf. Stand by. All right, with formal reading, sign your client mute.
Yes, sir.
High Court, with formal reading and for night guilty plea on your client's behalf is going to be a Zoom probable cause conference day, March 22nd, 2021 at 8:30 a.m. to 36th District Court, followed by a Zoom preliminary examination date at a date to be determined, also at the 36th District Court. It will be in front of Judge Archer and as the bond.
Your Honor, Mr. Harris is 33 years old, lifelong resident of Detroit, is employed at the Carwell and receives government assistance. He is seeking his GED. He's not on probation or parole. He lives with his mother. He has her support, and he has 2 kids around him. So he's got family time, community time. Understands no content order on the front, but asking for a personal one.
Okay, thank you, DDC. Is bond. Are there any holds?
No holds, Your Honor.
Thank you. Council Court takes into account representations, including your client's significant family residential ties to the community, as well as family ties to the community. Court takes also into account the pandemic facing the nation at this time. At this time, court is going to set bond. The amount of $3,500 personal bond. Also, while this case is pending, absolutely no contact with the complaining witnesses. Tamara Lachey Lee and Jeanette Daniels. No contact means no written or verbal communication with these individuals. No messages to them through third parties. No contact order also extends to their places of residence and places of employment, and no social media contacts directly or indirectly. Is there anything further? Okay, you're all set, so you can step away from the camera.
There's a black and white line there.
Hi, your name, sir?
Darren Isaac.
Okay, recalling case number. 1905775 People say Michigan versus Darren Lee Isaac. Counsel, your appearance again, please.
On behalf of the defendant, Mr. Isaac, who waits formal reading on defense constitutional rights today.
Okay, forward the formal reading into tonight. Guess you appear on your client's behalf. There is now a Zoom probable cause conference date March 22nd, 2021 at 8:30 at the 36th District Court. Followed by a Zoom preliminary examination date set for March 11. Right there. Right there, somebody. Okay, counsel, we'll probably have to get an update on the exam date, but it appears that the Zoom probable cause conference is March 22nd, 2021 at 8:30 at the 36th District Court, with a Zoom preliminary examination date to be determined at the 36th District Court in front of Judge Archer. And counsel, previously we had paused on this matter and set it over to the afternoon docket to discuss the issue of the bond. Let the record reflect the review of the file shows that on June 4, 2019, your client failed to appear for a probable cause conference date, at which time a capers was issued, and bonds in the amount of $5,000 cash. We paused on this matter because the case has since been reassigned to Judge Archer, and while Judge Wagner, who was the judge who originally presided over the case, had given his authorization to this court with regard to using his discretion to change the bond. It has since been assigned to Judge Archer, and the court wanted to ensure that both judges were of the same mind with regard to making any changes to the existing bond. So if you can pick it up from there with regard to Judge Archer's courtroom.
Yes, Your Honor, that's correct. And we did contact Judge Archer's courtroom. Judge Archer did give authority for this court to change the previous contract to original bond, which I believe is a $3,000 personal bond.
Okay, so noted. Thank you. And court, with that update, is prepared to set a $3,000 personal bond. However, this court is also going to set a Wayne County Sheriff's GPS tether. Your client must appear for all of his court dates, and if anything, there are more options available because he does not have to physically come to the courthouse. He simply needs to meet all of his obligations with regard to attending all of his Zoom conferences unless otherwise indicated by the judge. Is there anything further?
Nothing, Your Honor.
Okay. Okay, you're all set, so you can step away from the camera. Mr. Sanford? Yes, sir. Mr. Sanford, quick thing. I think we probably will end up needing a new one because I gave him a personal bond. This is the date for the PCC, but this was already written in. So we'll probably need a fresh net.
I see the information on the Ross Thomas information. That's what
I got it.
you have an extra one.
That's the complaint. This is the warrant. So that helps in that way. It's going to have the same charges on it. Hi, your name, sir?
Isaac.
He's still, you done. You can take him out.
So I got the mask over the
We'll see you further up with on your calendar. Did y'all hear?
Here, he's over here.
Hi, your name, sir?
Jeffrey Yaku.
Okay, we're on the record, calling case number 2105604, Peter versus CR3 Yaku. Counsel, your appearance and name and your P number for the record, sir.
William Barnwell here on behalf of my client, Mr. Jeffrey Yaku, P number 79508.
Could you give us the P number again one more time slowly?
Yes, P number 79508.
Thank you. Waiving the formal reading, stand your client mute, or did you want the court to go over the charges?
I'll have my client stay mute. I just want to verify this is a single count of a 2-year felony. Is that correct, Your Honor?
Yes, sir.
All right,
Yes.
We'll reading. My client will stand mute. We'll answer not guilty plea.
Okay, court will waive the formal reading and turn not guilty plea on your client's behalf. There's a Zoom probable cause conference date, March 22nd, 2021 at 8:30 a.m. to Thursday District Court, followed by a Zoom preliminary examination date to be determined at the Thursday District Court, and it will be in front of Judge King and as bond.
That's March 22nd, Your Honor,
Yes,
at 8:30. Okay.
yes.
Okay.
And as to bond, sir?
As bond, Your Honor, my client is in his 30s. He only has one prior. Unfortunately, that prior, it's a disorderly persons that he just had pled on a couple weeks ago. But I want to give some background. My client does have some mental health issues, but I do want to say some positives. He has some strong family support. I was just contacted by I represented him in his first case. That was his first ever encounter with the criminal justice system. We have this issue here. His family is very much concerned about him. They're keeping a close eye on him. They're investing heavily for my services. I want to continue to get him the help that he needs. He's never missed a court appearance. He's not a flight risk. There is no history that I've been made aware of prior drug abuse. The situation that we're in right now, Your Honor, his family is very concerned for him and does want to keep a close eye on him. He doesn't present, I believe, a danger to the public. I don't believe he's going to be a flight risk. So I would ask the court still to be, if the court be so inclined, to grant a personal bond in this matter so he can continue on with his counseling and treatment and being with the family ties that I think are going to be very necessary for him while this case goes on. Again, he's presumed innocent. I need to see a lot more about the case, but I want to make sure it's dealt with correctly. And I don't know if my client has any immunocompromises that could further put him at risk within the jail. I'll note that this is a alleged low severity felony. So I would ask the court if it would be so generous as to grant my client a personal bond in this matter, Your Honor.
Thank you, counsel. DDC's bond, are there any holds?
No hold, Your Honor.
Thank you. Counsel, court takes into account representations, including that your client has very strong family ties and ties to the community. Court also appreciates that the continuity with regard to your office handling this matter, as well as another matter that's currently outstanding. Of concern, though, is ensuring safety to the community, including that of your client. Because here's the thing, and the court does appreciate your candor with regard to informing this court with regard to a mental health issue that your office is mindful of and that his family is mindful of, and ensuring that he does receive the benefit of resources. The other thing is that it cuts the other way in that if it is the case that there is an outstanding concern that your client needs to make use of resources in order to manage his current state, there's a concern with regard to ensuring that he doesn't put himself in harm's way, or also whether or not if other individuals in the community not being aware or perhaps not being aware of his current condition, they perceive him in such a manner that he ends up hurting himself or others, or people end up harming him because they're not fully aware of what's going on. So your client also, it's not a blank check for your client to just go out and do whatever. Again, these are all allegations, but at the same time, this court has a concern about ensuring that the client is in a position where he is safe and other members of the community are safe. So he does have a place to stay, and there'll be people who will be able to assist him.
Yes, I'm in contact with his family, Your Honor.
All right, counsel, here for the reason, and the court is taking into account the representations. Here's what the court is going to do. This matter does not, as to this case, does not involve civilian witnesses, but the court, but of concern is ensuring that your client is able to maintain a routine and at least some type of conditions that ensure that he remains safe and that the community remains safe, the community at large remains safe. Here's what the court is going to do. Court will set bond in the amount of $2,000 personal bond. Also, while this case is pending, your client is going to be subject to Wayne County Sheriff's GPS tether. Is there anything further, and also, court is going to mark the file medical just in case there are any delays, but then that way any agency or anyone who receives this paperwork will be aware of his status. Is there anything going on? Is there anything else?
Your Honor, do you happen to know what phone number I can have the family call to arrange the tether? Or I just have them contact the detention?
If anything, you would probably need to reach out to the DDC. They may have better resources as far as what's going to be, as far as arranging for that. They can probably get you a better resource or contact number than this court does immediately.
Okay. I do appreciate the court working with me on this, and I will get ready to work on that.
Okay, anything further, counsel?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. You're all set, so you can step away from the camera.
Thank you.
Hi, your name, sir?
Arcane Holmes.
Okay, thank you. Calling case number 210-56045, people said Michigan versus Rakeem Jamar Holmes, also known as David Lee Jones. Counsel?
Justice Drive, on behalf of the defendant, Mr. Holmes, who is from reading, understands the constitutional right to stand.
Call with the formal reading into a not guilty plea on your client's behalf. There's going to be a Zoom probable cause conference date March 22nd, 2021 at 8:30 a.m. followed by a Zoom plenary examination date to be determined at the 36th District Court in front of Judge Giles and Esteban.
We are 29 years old. He is unemployed at this moment. Here he is a high school grad. He did get his trade certificate. He's not on probation or parole. He lives with his mother and 3 kids. He's involved in their license support them, Your Honor. This is not assaultive. He's got community ties, family ties, especially as it's very personal matter.
Thank you, DDC. Respond. Any holds? Thank you. Counsel Court takes some representations, including your client's significant stable residential family ties to the community and long-term ties to the community. Further, that this is a non-assaultive matter, and the court is also taking into account the pandemic facing the nation. At this time, court will say bond the amount of $1,000 personal bond and no firearms while this case is pending. Is there anything further? Okay, you're all set, so you can step away from the camera.
What's your name? Up on that black and white line there.
Hi, your name, sir?
Tony Griffin.
Calling case number 210-56042, people say Michigan versus Tony Griffin. Counsel?
Justice Drive, on behalf of the defendant, Mr. Griffin, who is from reading, understands the constitutional right to stand.
Phone with the formal reading into a not guilty plea on your client's behalf is a Zoom probable cause conference date March 22nd, 2021 at 8:30 a.m. to 36th District Court, followed by a Zoom plenary examination date also, at a date to be determined in front of Judge Giles and Esteban.
Mr. Griffin is 30 years old. He's a lifelong resident of Detroit. He is a full-time student. He is a high school grad. He did get some college. He is not on probation or parole. He was in the Army for 5 years and was honorably discharged. He lives with his grandmother and has 2 boys aged 2 and 4. Community ties, family ties, is not assaulted.
Okay, thank you, and we appreciate your Mr. Griffin's service to this country. DDC has a bond. Are there any holds?
No hold, Your Honor.
Thank you. Counsel Court takes into account representations, including your client's stable and significant ties to the community. And also, this is non-assaultive, and court also takes into account the pandemic facing the nation at this time. Court will set bond the amount of $1,000 personal bond. Is there anything further?
No, thank you, Your Honor.
And also no firearms while this case is pending. Anything further? Okay, you're all set, so you can step away from the camera.
I just have to see back in there.
Black and white line there.
Hey, you got the female problems for the next one? Hello.
Hi, your name, sir?
Sean Thompson.
Thank you. Calling case number 210-56041, people say Michigan versus Sean Thompson, also known as Sean Adolphune Thompson. Counsel.
Justice Drive, on behalf of the defendant, Mr. Thompson, who is from reading, understands the constitutional right to stand.
Call with the formal reading into a not guilty plea on your client's behalf. There is a Zoom Probable cause conference date, March 22nd, 2021, at 8:30 a.m. to 36th District Court, followed by a Zoom preliminary examination date at a date to be determined in front of Judge Jones in Esteban.
Mr. Thompson is 28 years old, lifelong resident of Michigan, no priors. He did get his GED and from college. He's not on probation or parole. He has 2 kids, Your Honor, family ties, community ties. This is not assaulted on that particular person, Your Honor.
Thank you. Did you see his bond? Do any holds?
No hold, Your Honor.
Thank you. Council Court takes into account your representations, including this is non-assaultive. Court also takes into account the pandemic facing the nation and also that your client does have significant family residential ties to the community. Given those elements, court will set bond amount of $1,000 personal bond and no firearms while this case is pending. Is there anything further?
Nothing, Your Honor.
You're all set, sir. You can step away from the camera. Hi, your name, sir?
Andre Reckless.
Thank you, sir. Calling case number 210442224, Tuesday, Michigan versus Andre Dwayne Ratcliffe, counsel.
Judge Shah, on behalf of defendant Mr. Radcliffe, who is from a reading of the constitutional rights and statutes.
Who will waive the formal reading and turn not guilty plea on your client's behalf. Stand by.
Okay.
Who will waive the formal reading and turn not guilty plea on your client's behalf. There is a Zoom probable cause conference date set for, sorry, that Zoom pre-trial date, March 22nd, 2021, at 8:30 a.m. to 36th District Court in front of Judge Garrett and Esteban.
Your Honor, my client is 43 years old. He's a lifelong resident of Detroit. He's employed at Superland Market. He's a high school grad. He has no priors to my knowledge. He will be staying with his parents. He has their support. He understands the no contact order, has no issue with it, Your Honor. I'm respectfully asking the court to consider a personal law.
Thank you. Did you see his bond on a hold?
No hold, Your Honor.
Thank you. Council Code takes into account representations, including your client's significant family residential ties to the community, as well as the family support, and that he does in your office proactively addressing what's going to be a no contact order while this case is pending. As to this case, court will set bond in the amount of $5,000 personal bond while this case is pending. Absolutely no contact with complaining witness Faith Stevens. No contact means no written or verbal communication with this person, no messages to her through third parties. The no contact order also extends to her place of residence and place of employment, and no social media contacts directly or indirectly. Anything further?
Nothing, Your Honor.
All right, you're all set, so you can separate from the camera.
Thank you, ma'am.
Next person, you go down into the room, I'm gonna put you back in there, all right? And then you just come out. 25. What's your name? Just like the white line there.
Hi, your name, sir?
Jaleel Doctor.
Okay, DDC, if you would please, there is a co-defendant, Lindstrom Norris.
Lindstrom, come on. Keep your mask up.
What's your name?
Hi, your name, sir?
Lindstrom Norris.
Okay, thank you. Calling case number 210-56050, People said Michigan versus defendant number 1, Jaleel Dodson, also known as Jaleel Martell Dodson, also known as Martell Jaleel Dodson, and defendant number 2, Lindstrom Norris, also known as Lindstrom Javon Norris, also known as Lindstrom Norris. Counsel?
Judge Shah, on behalf of the defendant, Mr. Dodson, who is from a reading understands the constitutional rights and stands new, and on behalf of Mr. Norris, who is from a reading understands the constitutional rights and stands new.
Court waive the formal reading and turn not guilty plea on each of your clients' behalf. There is a Zoom probable cause conference date, March 22nd, 2021, at 8:30 a.m. to 36th District Court, followed by a Zoom preliminary examination date to be determined, also to 36th District Court, and in front of Judge Giles and Esteban.
Your Honor, Mr. Dodson is 23 years old. He's a lifelong resident of Detroit. He has no prior assaulted criminal conviction. He is employed at J Signature Foods for 7 years, Your Honor, and he's also at a diversity temp agency. He's in college online right now at Southern New Hampshire University. Your Honor, he's renting a home in the Detroit area. I'm respectfully asking the court to consider a personal bond. He does SFC as well, Your Honor, for Mr. Dodson. Would you like me to introduce?
Yes, please, ma'am.
Okay, for Mr. Norris, he's 27 years old, he's a lifelong resident of Detroit. He's a high school grad. He's unemployed at this moment, Your Honor. He doesn't receive government assistance. And Your Honor, he's a lifelong resident of Detroit. He has a 5-year-old daughter. He has community ties and family ties and understands no contact. Where I'm respectfully asking the court to consider his personal law.
Thank you. DDC's bond only holds on either of these gentlemen.
Dotson has no hose and Norris has one hose.
Okay, thank you. Council Court takes into account representations, including that both of your clients have significant family and residential ties and long-term ties to the community. And further, that in essence, all of these are non-assaultive allegations, given those elements. As to Mr. Dotson, total set bond, the amount of $2,000, personal bond. And as to Mr. Norris, court will also set bond in the amount of $2,000 personal bond. Is there anything further?
No, thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, you're also gentlemen, except for the camera.
Black and white line there.
Hi, your name, sir?
Bishop Allen.
Thank you. Calling case number 210-56052, Peace of Michigan versus Bishop Matthew Allen, counsel.
Dr. Child, on behalf of Mr. Allen, who is from a reading of the constitutional rights.
Calling with formal reading, enter not guilty plea on your client's behalf is a Zoom public cause conference date March 22nd, 2021 at 8:30 a.m. Followed by a Zoom preliminary examination date to be determined. Also the Thursday District Court and in front of Judge Archer and Esteban.
Mr. Allen, 23 years old, lifelong resident of Detroit. He has no priors. He's employed at Amazon. He's a high school grad and did some college and Newport. He does take medication for his diabetes. He's not on probation or parole. Lives with his mother, has her support. This is not assaultive. Your Honor, I'm respectfully asking for a personal bond.
Thank you. DDC is bond on hold.
Your Honor.
Thank you. Council Court takes account representations, including your client's significant residential ties as well as gainful employment in the community. And he doesn't have anything else outstanding, and this is not assaultive and the pandemic facing the nation at this time. Public set bond amount of $1,000 personal bond and no firearms while the case is pending. Is there anything further?
No, thank you.
Okay, you're all set, so you can step away from the camera.
Black and white line there.
Hi, your name, sir?
Ray, Cuadrado.
Okay, calling. Case number 210-56053, People State of Michigan versus Ray Francisco Cuadrado Gonzalez, counsel.
Dr. Child, on behalf of Mr. Cuadrado Gonzalez, who is from a reading of the constitutional rights.
Call with formal reading, enter not guilty plea on your client's behalf is a Zoom public cause conference date March 22nd, 2021 at 8:30 at the Thursday District Court, followed by a Zoom preliminary examination date to be determined, also the Thursday District Court, and it will be in front of Judge Jones and Esteban.
My client is 23 years old. He has no priors. He's employed at Ford Motor Car dealership. He has his GED. He's not on probation or parole. He lives with his aunt. He's not assaulted. He's got family ties and community ties. Respectfully asking for a personal bond.
Thank you. DDC is the bond. Are there any hold?
No holds, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Council Court takes into account representations, including your client's ties to the community, his significant ties to the community, including long-term residential and residential presence in the community and gainful employment, and this is non-assaultive, given those elements. Posted bond amount of $1,000 personal bond, and no firearms while this case is pending. Is there anything further? Okay, you're all set, so you can step away from camera.
Black and white line there.
Council, do we have the rest of our information back for the Thomas case?
Yeah, we're ready on Thomas.
Okay, do we have this still? Yeah, just when you can. No, when you're ready. Hi, your name, sir?
Ron Thomas.
Okay, yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Okay, calling case number 210-55813, People in Michigan versus Ron Thomas, counsel.
I'm Ron, PA3665 on behalf of Ron Thomas, waiting for the Mr. Thomas is going to advise the constitutional rights.
Call with formal reading, enter not guilty plea on your client's behalf. There's going to be a Zoom Probable cause conference date March 2nd, 2021 at 8:30 a.m. to 36th District Court, followed by a Zoom preliminary examination date March 9, 2021 at 9 o'clock at the 36th District Court. Both matters will be in front of Judge Giles and Esteban.
So as the bond, Your Honor, I understand that a case with armed robbery and unlawful imprisonment allegations usually trouble this court is usually this court would be inclined to set a high standard bond in a particular matter as such. I would just want to tell the court this might be a little different, Your Honor. This case may present some unique circumstances. I would note that the allegation of the incident date of January 24th is when this allegedly happened, Your Honor. Since then, Mr. Thomas and the complainant witness actually he's never been subject to no contact probation. So they were residing together. When he was arrested, and she was present, Your Honor. Mr. Thomas maintains that he believes that his wife has been contacting the Wayne County Prosecutor's Office to alert the prosecutor's office of her intention of not to proceed this particular matter. I also want this court to know that Mr. Thomas is a 42-year-old lifetime resident. In his 42 years of life here in the community, Your Honor, he's had no criminal priors based on our conversation. And the warrant that I did for him while interviewing Mr. Thomas did reflect that as well. He is self-employed at this time, Your Honor, so when he finds a house that he can afford, buys that house, he tries to fix that house up and sell that house. But he does have 8 children, ranging in ages between 6 and 21 years old. He's using government assistance to help feed his family. He's earned his GED here in the community. He's had a year of college under his belt at Wayne County Community College as well. He's not subject to any probation or parole. I'm not even aware that he's a pastor, Your Honor. He does maintain that he is unable to post a monetary bond. I believe, with respect likelihood of conviction, that I'd ask the court to keep that all in consideration. Now, I told Mr. Thomas in our conversation that there's going to be a no contact order, regardless of the terms that he may be on when he complains to witness. I'm confident that he's going to respect that no contact order that the court is going to set, and he maintains that he's going to stay with his oldest daughter, his 21-year-old daughter in the community. We can craft the bond, Your Honor, maybe GPS tether him, an extremely restrictive GPS tether, just hold him at that residence while we really see how this case is going to play out. There's no reason for him to go back to that Monica address, which is his address, which is the address he was residing in. Now, Your Honor, I'm sure that the investigative report does detail troubling allegations, or Mr. Thomas has not yet had the opportunity to really tell his side of the story. And I believe that the complainant witness, based on only my conversation with Mr. Thomas, is in agreement. Now, I'd ask the court to consider a high personal bond, the ability to pay maybe an extremely restricted GPS tether to his daughter's house. I'm confident that he's going to follow all orders of the court, Your Honor. He gives us his contact information, and I'd ask the court for that bond.
Thank you. Did you see his bond or any hold?
We don't have his folder, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, ma'am. Counsel, court takes into account representations, and of course, every consideration regarding bond is on a case-by-case basis, and the court is not only looking at the charges and the allegations in isolation, but the court is reviewing the entirety of everything of whatever is presented to the court at the time of arraignment. And agreed, the court does have concerns with regard to the charges and the nature of the allegations, and the court appreciates that a complaining witness has the latitude and prerogative to pursue or not pursue. The other thing is that the prosecutor's office, if they see fit, can always pursue a community-based prosecution should the prosecutor's office see fit, but that's entirely within the arena of the prosecutor's office and isn't an issue in front of the court today. So what, if anything, comes of that is not a factor based on what is presented at the time of arraignment before this court. The court is looking at the nature of the charges, seriousness of the allegations and the charges themselves, as well as anything else that comes to light that is informative for this court when setting a bond. And the court does appreciate that it sounds like your client does have an opportunity again to be able to comply with what is going to be a no contact order, but at the same time, for the reasons, counsel, that you stated on the record, but also that is corroborated or is supported, was reflected in what the court has reviewed in the file. the court wants to ensure not only your client's return to court while this case is pending, and the court is confident that will happen, but the court is also looking to ensure safety to the community, including that of the complaining witness, because there is information that raises concerns to this court to ensure safety to the complainant while this case is pending. Because again, when there includes allegations of an assaultive nature, particularly in the context of a domestic dynamic, often there are elements or certain things that influence the parties one way or another because of that very specific relationship dynamic between the parties, and that is what this court is viewing, or what the court sees as a factor here, in that the court wants to ensure that this case remains free from influence and simply will, like you said, run its course. And that's what it needs to do, but it needs to be free of any influence one way or another. That's to protect not only your client, but also to ensure the integrity of the case while the case is pending. And again, the court is balancing your representations with regard to your client's ability to pay and what, if anything, he is able to pay. But again, the court that at this time does not outweigh this court's concern that is indicated on the record under the Michigan court rules, because part of what it is duty bound to include are considerations not only which you indicated on the record, but also safety to all parties, including the complaining witness while this case is pending. At this time, based on what has been presented and what the court has outlined as its criteria that it's utilizing under the court rules, and the court is also remaining mindful of the pandemic facing the nation. And again, the court has indicated that those elements at this time are not outweighed by its court concerns with regard to safety to the complainant, and also to preserve the integrity of the case while it's pending. The court will do the following. Court is setting bond in the amount of $25,000, cash surety, no 10%, no early administrative release. Also, in the event that your client is released from custody or makes bond, he will be subject to Wayne County Sheriff's GPS tether. Also, while this case is pending, absolutely no contact with the complaining witness, Jennifer Thomas. No contact means no written or verbal communication with this person, no messages to her through third parties, and no contact order 066 to the place of residence and place of employment, and no social media contacts directly or indirectly. And again, the court does reflect and is acknowledging and stating for the record that although it is a cash bond, this is significantly lower than what the court would often set simply on the basis of the charges alone, and for the very concerns that the court has articulated on the record, because it has a very a serious concern about ensuring safety to the complainant while this case is pending. So this is significantly lower than what the court would often set, given all the dynamics that we've discussed. Now, is there anything further?
Yes, Your Honor, I appreciate the court for deviating from a much higher way where it usually goes in a case like this. I just know that based on my conversation with Mr. Thomas, I know what his needs are. I would ask this court to consider a 10% provision. The court doesn't really use a lot of time. We are prepared to move on. I just like to advocate on Mr. Thomas's ability.
So noted. And counsel, again, and the court absolutely appreciates your representations, and the court, again, and here's the other thing. The one thing about the other provision within the court rules is that bond is subject to review at any time. But again, the court has articulated its concerns, a particular note, and again, this court is particularly aware of the dynamics that often face parties given these kinds of dynamics. And just again, for the record, the reason why this court is expressing such concern is a review of the file suggests that the complainant in this case is at the time of this alleged offense was in the process of, or was of a mind to remove herself from the home situation, and there's information in the file that suggests that her ability or her capacity to be able to do that for one reason or another is being influenced potentially by your client for one reason or another. So everything from financial constraints or pressure or influence. I don't want to use the word manipulation, but there are other ways to exercise dominion over another individual, particularly in a domestic dynamic. And information in here suggests that there may be elements of that at play. So this court simply, again, wants to ensure the integrity of the case, ensure the safety of the complainant. And this case needs to run its course without interference of anyone or anything. Now that this is a criminal matter, it needs to run its course. And again, this court is looking to ensure that that is doing its best to ensure that. So again, this court is deviating from what it would normally set under these circumstances, and everything that the court has articulated tends to cause this court to set a much higher bar, but it is not doing that at this time.
With that said, Your Honor, absolutely understood, and nothing further on this.
Okay, thank you, counsel. And the court does appreciate this. Court is very confident that your office always does a stellar job of ensuring the rights of your clients, as well as advocating very fiercely for your clients. And this court is confident that your office will continue to do that. And again, bond is subject to review at any time. So either your office or his attorney of record at the next court date will be in a position to perhaps make changes, because if it's the case that your client is able to demonstrate that he can maintain the no contact order, and that the integrity of this case can maintain with a change in the bond, then there'll certainly be an opportunity at the next court date to be able to illustrate that to the next judge. Is there anything further? Okay, you're all set, sir. You step away from the camera. Thank you, counsel.
That's awesome. That's it for the men.
What about Marlon Conley? Oh, okay, all right, thank you. Okay, thank you. In which case, I think that is it. Is there anyone on the men's side who's been with you for 48 hours or more?
Your Honor.
Okay, we'll see you on the other side.
Yeah.
I'm ready. Yes, ma'am. How you doing, Your Honor? You ready?
Yes, sir, ready when you are. Hi, ma'am, your name?
Tanya Blanchard.
Okay, and ma'am, just, yeah, keep that mask over your nose and mouth. That's for your safety while you're there. We can hear you, okay? Calling case number 210-44225, people say Michigan versus Tamia Blanchard, counsel.
Judge Scribe, on behalf of the defendant, Ms. Blanchard, who is already understands her constitutional innocence.
Full wait, full reading, and tonight guilty plea on your client's behalf. There's a Zoom pre-trial set for April 12, 2021 at 8:30 a.m. to Thursday District Court in front of Judge Bryanton as the bond.
Blanchard is 30 years old. She's a lifelong resident of Detroit. She did some college and grade school. She's employed at Metalife in the Southfield. She understands the no contact order, Your Honor. I'm respectfully asking the court to consider it first month. She's got community ties, family ties, and I don't think there's going to be, even if there's the allegations, I don't believe there'll be any issue with the no contact order, Your Honor.
So noted. Thank you, counsel. And do you see his bonds or any holds?
She asked me a question, I'm sorry.
Was there any holds?
No.
Yes,
Oh,
Your
no,
Honor,
speaking to
two.
the officer, ma'am.
Yes,
Sir?
Your Honor, two. Two.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Counsel court takes into account representations, including your client's significant ties to the community, and the court also did review the file and it suggests that that the likelihood is low that the parties are going to be in contact with one another. So it's just simply your client just needs to make sure she comes back for all of her dates until her judge tells her that she is done with the case. Given those elements, court will set binding amount of $1,000 personal bond. Is there anything further?
Nothing, Your Honor.
Okay, you're all set, ma'am. You step away from the camera. Sorry, it's from the Judge Bryan, but we had indicated that already. Hi, ma'am, your name?
Felicia Miller.
Okay, calling case number 20062-659, people say Michigan versus Felicia Miller, counsel.
Judge Scribe, on behalf of defendant Miller with formal reading understands the constitutional rights and standards.
So where the formal reading entering not guilty plea in your client's behalf today, Zoom, probable cause conference date March 22nd, 2021 at 8:30 a.m. to 36th District Court, followed by a Zoom from examination date to be determined, also at the 36th District Court and in front of Judge King and as the bond.
Miller is 36 years old. She's a lifelong resident of Detroit. She believes she has no prior, no assault background. She did finish from college, not on probation or parole. She's been employed at Price for 4 years. She lives alone, understands the contact order, Your Honor, has no issue with that. This has some use to it. And she did turn herself in today as soon as she found out about the case.
Okay, thank you, counsel. Did you see his bond or any hold?
No hold, Your Honor.
Thank you. Council Court does take into account this alleged matter was from several months ago, back in middle of 2020, and that your client does have significant residential and family ties to the community, as well as gainful employment, and also that your client is going to remain mindful of it. Well, it is going to be no contact order given those elements. Excuse me. Culpable said bond amount of $3,000, personal bond. While this case is pending, no contact with the complaining witness, Adrian Thomas. No contact means no written or verbal communication with this person, no messages to him through third parties, and no contact order also extended to place of residence and place of employment, and no social media contacts directly or indirectly. Is there anything further?
Your Honor, can I just get the court date again? I'm sorry.
Yes, ma'am. March 22nd, 2021 at 8:30 a.m. That's a probable cause. Preliminary examination date to be determined, and it's in front of Judge King.
Thank you.
Anything further?
No.
Okay, you're all set now, except for the camera. DDC, that's everything that we have. Is there anyone who's going to keep for 48 hours or more on the women's side?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thanks. We'll see you next time, sir.
Take care, Your Honor.
You too, sir.